So Bitcoin just broke 22.5K out. As I live and breathe, it is doing a fantastic job of finally making headway, breaking through those tough resistance barriers that we've been going through since basically mid-June. Of course, everyone's asking themselves, is this going to be a sustained move or are we going to get a pullback at some point? Of course, no one knows the answer for that, but what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you the progress that Bitcoin has made. We're going to look at three main bars that are showing Bitcoin strength, and I'm going to show you some altcoins and give my own opinion on the market. If you like the sound of that, hit the subscribe button, help the channel grow during these bear market periods. But pat yourself on the back because you are still watching videos, you're still investing in crypto, and this is exactly why the people who stick around get the payoff. So let's examine Bitcoin. I've been talking about Bitcoin looking really, really good since the 13th of July. You can even look back on it. In my previous video, I was talking about how much this was going to be an important day for Bitcoin. It was either going to dump or really show its strength on that day, because this was going to be the next announcement that we had of the CPI data. And someone tried to dump Bitcoin that day, but it got all bought back up in less than 10 hours. And it closed very, very high on the bar on very, very good volume. That was the 13th. Remember, guys, you don't need all these fancy indicators to show you overbought and oversold. Read each candle, read each bar. They will tell you so much stories than any indicator ever could. Let's examine them. 13th of July, like I said, someone tried to dump Bitcoin, it got bought back up and it closed very, very, very high on the bar, which means finally we had confirmation that the whales were coming in to support the price of Bitcoin between that 19 to 20K. So you can write in your diary now that Bitcoin will have an enormous amount of support between that 19 to 20K mark from here on out. I can't imagine what it would take for it to break down to those levels and test that 17.5K. Some people have asked me, is 17.5K going to be the low? While no one knows the answer to this, I would be willing to say yes. And the longer that this goes on, the more it puts Bitcoin in a position that, yes, this was the low. I just can't imagine what it would take for Bitcoin to actually test this level again, unless some horrific news came out. And we don't know what that would be, of course, but typically news is what causes these mass fear days. But like I said, let's get back on track. 13th of July was the major support for Bitcoin. Then we get the next indication for the bar, and that is actually on the 17th of July. 17th of July is the test day, okay? We get the test. Basically, we had consecutive days up, very good spreads, very good volume, and then we have the day of the dump. 17th of July. You can see the white line is the 30-day moving average of the volume, and you can see we had under average volume day for the 17th of July. We had a bit of a weak close in that the price did go up and it did close low on the bar, but we only had, to pay attention to the numbers here at the top, we only had a price difference of 1.88%, which is not much at all. So you get your test on the 17th of July. Then the next day, you get the 18th of July, and you get the confirmation that all the whales were actually holding their Bitcoin. They were not selling it. You get a very, very high volume, very good, strong close. The other thing that had me concerned was we had the double top play out, and typically Bitcoin fails at these, which was around that 22.5K. We close up high, indicating that the next day we're going to at least test to overcome it. And then we get the confirmation, and this is the next big bar on the 19th of July. We get a clean cut, guys. We don't get a weak close that sort of, is near the 22.5K. We get a nice, good high, good close around that 23K mark. So now when if Bitcoin, and I'm sure it will test this mark again, this part will now become major support. So those are the three main bars. Again, those three bars, 13th of July, 17th of July, and 19th of July with the clean cut above the double top at 22.5K. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum's been doing very, very well as well. You can see there was the triple top playing out at around that $1,280, and you can see clean cut right through it, similar to Bitcoin, and you can see making our headway. Finally, we're going to start testing some of these areas now between that 1.8 to roughly 2K mark with Ethereum. So good job to Ethereum. This is why I love Ethereum. Always have a big bag of Ethereum in your crypto portfolio because it is, in my opinion, the best asset class you can own. It's the best thing you can own out of anything. Property, shares, anything. I love it. I love Ethereum so much from a pure investment point of view. If we have a look at USDT dominance, I've been talking about this a while on my channel. We had major support coming in around that 6.9% mark, which was the breakout from the 13th of June. But we finally broke down from it. We had the 50% at 6.62%. We found support on it on the 18th of July, dipped below it on the 19th of July. Resistance now, it's going to become resistance on the 20th of July, which means altcoins are going to rally. We can have a look at total market cap 1, 2, and 3, and you can see they are all finally bursting out of their 1 mark. Finally, after a month of just trying and battling it out. Total market cap 1 breaking through. Total market cap 2 breaking through. Total market cap 3 breaking through. So fantastic to see all the total market caps are finally starting to break through these resistance areas, because all the time we have been breaking down every time since November. Breaking down, breaking down. Here we had a bit of a run up, and of course, hopefully we don't have this where we start to tumble our way back down. but we'll see. It's looking like a bit more of a sustained move. Let's get through some altcoins now and see which one are the strongest altcoins. Now, every altcoin is getting pumped pretty good at the moment, so it's pretty hard to actually pick some really good ones because they're all doing pretty well. But if I had to hold on to some of them, I'm still looking at ARWEAVE. Now, ARWEAVE doesn't have the best bar in the world in that this bar here, if I show it to you, actually doesn't look too good. And that is the one on the 18th of July. 18th of July, you have good volume, but you can see it sort of closes mid on the bar, which is not really what you want to see. You want to see a nice, good high close. The good news with ARWEAVE, however, is that it has support coming at that one mark at around that $14.84 mark. It's very important that ARWEAVE doesn't break this one mark or break this breakout that we had on the 16th of July. These are the two areas of support. So around that $13.75 and $14.85. Those are the major areas for ARWEAVE. But why is ARWEAVE strong? ARWEAVE is strong because it got past its one mark before a lot of other cryptos, which means it's a very, very strong bull. So it should be able to break through these higher areas first before any of the other ones. Everything else is still just coming out now, but I've been talking about ARWEAVE for a number of days now because it was just so far ahead of the rest. Another really good one that I'm actually quite bullish on is actually Ape. Ape has done a very, very good job the last couple of days, really bringing in that volume, really bringing in that energy. You can see here on the 18th of July, broke out, very good volume, comes back, tests the one mark at that $5.57 mark before breaking up again and getting some higher highs. And you can see very nice, good, chunky, nice big volume showing there is clearly whale activity. Fundamentals can't show you that. An RSI indicator can't show you that. A volume indicator will show you whales are buying this thing. If it was tiny, there would be no whales, and I would be very careful. You want volume because that means when you're going to hold this thing, it's actually going to pump. If you don't have volume, your crypto is going to have a very, very tough time pumping. And if it does pump on low volume, it means that it's only one whale or something who's bought a lot of it. If that whale decides he doesn't like it, he's going to dump it, your crypto is going to get dumped. So nice, big, chunky volume is really what you want, showing that numerous whales are actually buying it. If you have a look at COTI, similar thing. Look how many days up we've had on COTI. It's actually outperforming ADA as well. Since the 13th of July, very, very good strong close. Closed right up high in the bar. Very good volume the last couple of days, you can see. And this thing has just absolutely like a samurai sword, just clean cut, only up. And it's just looked beautiful. Never had to go down. Very, very good crypto to own at the moment. COTI is good volume, clean cuts, numerous days up. Support will come in at around that, 11 cents mark roughly. And here's AVAX. This is another one that's been very, very good. You can see numerous days up, clean cut right through the one mark. Beautiful, not even testing its one mark on $22. Just never looking back. Incredible. Good volume coming in the last couple of days as well. AVAX is one that will hopefully start to claw its way back up to that near $100 price tag that it was at its high before. Another really good one is CRV. I've been talking about this one as well. You can see it's really pushed past its one mark, coming back to test it now at around that, $1.19, call it. So keep an eye on these ones, wait for the pullbacks at the one mark. They shouldn't break their one marks. So again, you can see the one mark is here. They definitely shouldn't break these, but they definitely should not be breaking their breakout bar, which is the 18th of July, which would come in roughly at around that, $1.02, call it 3 cents. If we have a look at Solana, Solana's a bit lagging, but it's right at the one mark as well, looking really, really good. Like this one's primed up for another run too. Not the best spread from yesterday. So Solana's still looking okay, not the best, but still, like I said, all these altcoins are looking pretty good. They're all breaking their one marks and Solana's no different. You're getting some good volume in coming the last couple of days. So hopefully we test this one mark once and we never look back. Again, we'll see what happens in the future, but we'll have to see. The last big shout out is actually MATIC. You can see MATIC has actually done a very, very good job of breaking through its one mark. Its one mark is here at around that 74 cents, call it. And it's actually on its second 50% already. It's the only crypto that's actually on its second 50% level at around that 91 cent mark. So good on MATIC for holding it up. MATIC is a very, very good crypto to get. It should not break its 50% by too much. You can see it's only breaking it back down a little bit. We had a very high volume sell-off yesterday, but it only closed around 3.42% different. So very, very good. That's going to do it for the market update. I hope you found it helpful. Smash the likes if you enjoyed it. But until then, everyone stay safe and I will catch you on the next video.